Sports TV is on the air, live from the Apprentice Athletic Center in Newport News, Virginia. This is the 2023 New South Athletic Conference Women's Basketball Championship. Today's championship final is between the Centurions of Carolina Christian College and the Crusaders of Crittenden College from Fort Royal, Virginia. Along with my broadcast partner, the voice of the Apprentice School Builders, Howard McCain, I'm Craig Green. Thank you so much for joining us live on Big Sports TV. Howard, we have an interesting matchup here today between the top seed Centurions, who have had a bye to the first round, to the finals, and the Crusaders, who just played yesterday. What matchups are you looking forward to today?
Well, first of all, it is an absolute pleasure to work with you on Championship Sunday right here at the Apprentice School Athletic Center right here in Newport News, Virginia. It is so great to be here right now. We've already had our national anthem, and right now we're giving out some awards before we get started. But the matchup I'm looking for, or will be keying in on, will be the matchup that's going to take place inside between Monique Hauser and our New South Athletic Conference Leader of the Year, Catherine Thomas. Now, Catherine Thomas is coming into this game fresh. She just played last night to get into the championship game. Now, for Monique Hauser, she hasn't played in quite some time. So will there be some rust there as they try to work her into the offense? That is going to be the thing we're keying in on.
And Monique Hauser, as you mentioned, she is an all-NSAC second-team player, won the NSAC Player of the week of January 24th. So she is game. She is the one big that the Crusaders will have to keep their eye on. And just like you said, Miranda Keller, Catherine Thomas will present an interesting challenge to the Centurions today. So we have our starting lineups being announced right now. The Centurions are being announced. So if you like, we can go over the starting lineups, Howard.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Okay, so for the Centurions, starting for them, number 2, Amari Hightower, a guard from Gadsden, Alabama. Number 4, Shantara Kirkland from Miami, Florida. At forward, Amoya Williams from San Antonio, Texas. At forward, Shakira Brown from Florence, South Carolina. She is an all-NSAC honorable mention. And Monique Hauser, the aforementioned Hauser, 6'2", junior from Birmingham, Alabama. And for the Crusaders, we have number 2, Kate Walls, a guard from Baltimore, Maryland. Regina Casino, a freshman guard from Ann Arbor, Michigan. Regina Bonfasudo, sophomore guard from Kingston Springs, Tennessee. The aforementioned Catherine Thomas, the league MVP from Portland, Texas. And Miranda Keller rounds up the starting lineup at center, 6-foot center from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and Bishop McDevitt High School.
So both teams are right now, they're on the center logo here at the Apprentice School Athletic Center. We're getting set to tip off this championship game. So while we have an opportunity, let's tell you who will be officiating this game. The officials for this afternoon's matchup are Grace Homer, Derica Henry, and Gilbert Velmar.
Ball goes up, and it's basketball time in Newport News. And the Crusaders win the opening tip. That's Kate Walls out there with the basketball right now, being guarded by Shantara Kirkland. Crusaders defeated the Apprentice Builders last night to advance to this championship game. And then there's our first turnover. That belongs to the Crusaders, and it's going to be Centurions ball.
And that's going to be something to watch in this basketball game. Last night against the Apprentice School, the Crusaders were able to keep the turnovers down in last night's game. Can that carry over to today?
Who can protect the basketball the best today? That may have the chance to win this game. Now, that one's up and good for Monique Hauser. And the Centurions strike first.
Nice job by the Carolina Christian. I'm sorry, I'm getting them mixed up. Centurions, I apologize. I'm getting them mixed up right there. Turnover caused right there.
And the Centurions back on the attack, trying to increase that 2-0 lead. Here's Hightower. Hightower had her shot blocked, but she was fouled.
So you can see early on, strategy-wise, Carolina Christian wants to get inside, right? They were able to score their first 2 by a basket in the paint by Monique Hauser. So here's another opportunity to score the basketball after finding a way to get to the basket. And, of course, they were able to draw the foul.
That foul was on Bonfasudo. That's her first, as Amari Hightower misses her first free throw attempt. Hightower from Gadsden, Alabama, Gadsden State Community College.
Yeah, right in my neck of the woods. I told you before, and that we got an air ball right there on that second free throw attempt. So these ladies are from my neck of the woods. I grew up in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. They hail from Birmingham and Gadsden, Alabama, which is about a 45-minute drive from where I grew up. So, you know, there's some familiarity here. So who knows? Maybe at the game, I'll go holler at them about it.
Hey, maybe get a selfie or two. It's all good. All right, so here come the Centurions back across the timeline. And that was Keller knocked to the ground.
Carolina Christian is putting on a lot of ball pressure right now, trying to disrupt the flow of Mary Manick's team right now, so much so that she had to call that timeout because there was a lot of disarray right there at the center court logo. So credit Carolina Christian for really ramping up the pressure as they sit on this 2-0 lead.
Head coach William Tatum in his third season with the Centurions is we're going to take a timeout, come back with this. We're going to take a break. This is the Big Sports. This is Big Sports TV, the New South Athletic Conference Women's Basketball Championship.
My Shiro doesn't always wear a cape, but she always has time for a hug, a smile, for going the extra mile. My Shiro stretches every dollar, puts in long hours, puts others first. But now it's your time, Mom. When you're ready to retire, we want you to be able to enjoy it. It's time to start saving now. A free 3-minute online chat can give you the personalized tips you need to start boosting your retirement savings today. Visit aceyourretirement.org/Shiro.
Back here live in Newport News, Virginia, the Apprentice Athletic Center. After the timeout, Centurions will inbound the ball, side out right here in front of the broadcast position. Walls will inbound. Centurions still pressing. Now they seem to back off into a one-on-one defense here. There's Thomas inside, and first points for the Crusaders.
So we're tied up 2-2. So, of course, Catherine Thomas can be a problem. She's averaging 29 points per game this season. So we get a stoppage in play. I believe there's going to be a foul call on the inside.
Oh, yeah, it looked like a offensive foul on Shakuria Brown that was called. Look like the referee may have signaled a moving screen. And here come the Centurions, coached by Mary Minnick, her 7th season as a head coach. Now that shot is missed, and here comes the Centurions, Shantara Kirkland with that rebound. Centurions, now there's a 3-pointer for Kirkland. That's going to bounce off the front of the rim. And a foul is going to be called on Hightower.
Yeah, that's going to be an over the back on Hightower. Now, Hightower, folks, she only goes about 5'3". Now, she was trying to rebound that basketball against a 5'11" Catherine Thomas, and she picks up her first personal.
Rebounding is going to be a challenge for the Centurions today because they are undersized against Christendom. Christendom does have the height advantage inside. Monique Hauser is the only big that the Centurions have at 6'2". All the other players are under 6 feet tall. It's going to present a challenge, but they should be able to get some open looks on the perimeter as that one is missed. And another foul on Hightower.
So Hightower picks up her second. So that is going to cause Coach William Tatum to actually make a decision, and he does. He takes Hightower out of the basketball game and inserts Kayla Mascara. She is the 5'3" senior from Miami, Florida.
Ball comes back in for Christendom, and they get across that half-court timeline. Walls now pushes it around the perimeter to Casino. Now here's Thomas for 3. No good, and here comes Kirkland with the rebound. Long pass across court, finds its way to Kayla Mascara.
Crusaders thought about running with the basketball, but instead they decide to, pull it back in. That's the Centurions. I'm getting these C's all mixed up as that three-pointer point attempt misses absolutely everything.
Amoya Williams went for NBA three-point range right there, but did not hit much of anything at that juncture. So once again, Centurions turn it over, and here comes Christendom once again. Bonfasudo comes across the timeline, getting pressed by
Wow.
Shakuria Brown, who takes it right away from her, all alone in for the layup.
This is a different looking team early on in the basketball game for Christendom. They look so out of sorts, and you have to give all the credit to the defensive pressure that's being put on them by Carolina Christian.
They are pressing and distressing early, and there's another miss by the Crusaders, and here come the Centurions once again. Kirkland, first NSAC all team, and another offensive foul going to be called.
Yeah, I think actually instead of a foul, thank goodness, they're going to turn it over off of a travel. So no foul call. The Centurions still holding to a 4-2 lead. But right now, Coach Minnick has to be concerned because her team does not look fluid in their offensive sets early on.
They're definitely bothered by the pressure that the Centurions are putting on them early on. Here comes Thomas all alone to the basket. There's a layup.
There you go. Now that's what you need to do. You need to get the basketball into the hands of your best player, especially when things haven't quite settled down for you offensively.
You would think that Christendom would have an advantage inside with the inside scoring because they have the size advantage, but the Centurions are taking it to them early on and not letting them get inside. Offensive rebound comes back out to Centurions. There's Mosquera back around to Kirkland. Kirkland into the lane. Off the glass, no good, and Thomas with the rebound.
I love the fearlessness right now that Carolina Christian is playing with by getting the basketball inside. Even though they are undersized, they aren't scared to take it right at the bigs of Christendom.
And there's Catherine Thomas, second basket in a row. Could be what she needs to get her confidence.
We know not just her confidence, but the confidence of her team. They get an opportunity to feed off of the energy from their best player.
Centurions with another empty possession on that shot by Hightower. Now here comes Christendom once again, and another layup. That's 3 baskets consecutive. There's Miranda Keller, part of the dynamic duo. We're going to take a timeout. We're going to stay right here with the action. So it's 8-4 Crusaders. They've scored 3 straight baskets.
And if you're Coach Minnick, okay, that is why you call that early timeout to settle your basketball team down. This is a championship game, and there's a certain amount of pressure and angst and all that stuff that comes along with playing well in a championship game because what? You want to win a championship. So that was a great job by the coach to call a timeout, settle her team down, and remind them this is what got us here. Let's get the ball to Catherine Thomas, let her work, and we'll feed off of her, and that is why they currently have the 8-4 lead.
Now the Centurions are going to have to do their best to play their game and find their top players. That would be Shantara Kirkland, Kayla Mosquera, and also Shakuria Brown, as well as Monique Hauser. They do have a triple threat of their own, but it's going to take it's going to take everything they have today to get past Christendom, who looked really sharp yesterday against Apprentice. Now inside right there, off the glass, and no good for Amoya Williams.
You continue to see the offensive game plan that Coach William Tatum has put in for his team offensively, folks. They are going to the basket, and they're going there hard.
Correct, and eventually they may fall, eventually they may not, but they're going to keep challenging it and trying to draw fouls on Christendom, maybe to get their bigs out of the game. Scramble on the floor for the ball. Who's got it? Jump ball.
So the possession arrow is in favor of Carolina Christian. And another thing they're also noticing in the basketball game for Carolina Christian defensively, they are mucking the game up. They are making it look ugly on the defensive end. That plays right into their style of play.
1990s Eastern Conference basketball by the Centurions right now. Fade away, no good. Catherine Thomas with the rebound. Now here comes Bonvasudo. Bonvasudo loses that out of bounds, but Christendom will keep possession. 25 on the shot clock for the Centurions, and Kate Walls inbounding. Walls finds Bonvasudo.
Looks like Carolina Christian defensively have come out of that zone, and they're now in a man-to-man defense.
In and out for Thomas. Foul down low. Foul is on Miranda Keller.
So for Miranda Keller, that is going to be her first personal foul. That'll be the team's second.
Now here comes Carolina Christian once again. Natalia Keaton in the game. Keaton from Statesville, North Carolina. Mascara saves the ball in the corner. Now Shakuria Brown with a long three, another air ball, and another turnover for Carolina Christian.
Now that's the second three-point attempt for Carolina Christian that's an air ball. And I was watching these young ladies during pregame warm-up, and they, instead of shooting the basketball, and I talked to you about this briefly, they have a tendency to push the basketball at the basket. A lot of times that's due to a lack of upper body strength. So let's see how that plays out as the game goes along.
The women's three-point line is only 19 feet away. They are taking shots from about 23 or 24 feet behind the line. Foul called underneath as Keller was going up.
Yeah, she got wrapped across the arm by Kirkland, so that's going to be Kirkland's first personal foul. That's going to be the team's fourth. Now remember, in women's basketball, they aren't like the men. They do not play halves. They play quarters. So you only have to get up to 5 team fouls in order for you to get into the double bonus. So already here, the Centurions have already committed 4 team fouls. One more, that puts Christendom in the double bonus for the remainder of the period.
Keller's first free throw is good. Centurions have not scored a basket in quite some time. They started out with the early 2-0 lead.
Arena is definitely quiet, right? It's just amazing how quiet human beings can be at all at once. That is just incredible.
Was it a golf match or free throws?
So I'm surprised they didn't give the golf clap after the made free throw.
Here's Amaya Bass. That shot no good, and here comes Christendom once again. Catherine Thomas, nice outlet pass to Casino, but she couldn't handle it. It's going to be Carolina Christian ball.
Yeah, just a little bit too much on the pass. I'm pretty sure Catherine knows and understands that every possession is going to be valuable, so it is up to them to take care of the basketball.
Will the Centurions keep up with their inside game? Oh, driving to the lane once again, but that ball is stolen. Here comes Christendom once again. Centurions come away empty on another possession. Walls was looking for space. Looks like the Crusaders are running a play here. 8 on the shot clock. Walls, mid-range, no good. And Kirkland with the rebound for Carolina Christian.
Nice job by Christendom to run the clock down before they took that shot. It's obvious as that three-point attempt comes off as a miss. They want to try to take a shot after a paint touch. They want to work it inside to Thomas and to, also to Keller for a paint touch prior to them taking a shot.
Carolina Christian forces it out of bounds off of the Crusaders. And Hauser will re-enter the game. Amoya Williams will take a seat.
Yeah, they're going to give Amoya an opportunity to come to the bench for one thing and one thing only. She is exhausted. She was breathing out of her mouth like she had just ran a half marathon. So Coach Tatum quickly subs in a fresher player.
It's a risky play to put Hauser back in. There's a three-pointer by Kayla Mascara. And the Centurions are off the schneid.
Yeah, much needed. Like you said, long scoring drought there for the Centurions finally get snapped.
Centurions trapping once again. They finally get across the midcourt line. Bonfacito looking for room. Now there's Walls again. Walls had Keller down low one-on-one. Now they feed her. Keller fouled, going back to the line for 2.
Yeah, Keller forced up a shot, but she had a smaller player on her hip. She had Amaya Bass on her hip. Amaya Bass only goes about 5'4". Again, she's out of Birmingham. She's going up against Miranda Keller, who is right at 6 feet. So an obvious size advantage inside. So if you are the Christendom, you do want to take advantage of those opportunities.
First free throw was good for Keller. All NSAC first team player. She also is on the soccer team as well. So a dual sport athlete, Miranda Keller. Here's Kirkland. Feeding inside to Hauser, but Hauser can't finish. Tie up down low should be Christendom ball on the alternating possession.
I do like that again, Carolina Christian wants to work the ball inside to Hauser. But Hauser has to have the wherewithal that when she does get the pass inside, just gather yourself, find the basket, and put the ball up. If you notice, she shot it as she caught it, and that caused the shot to go awry.
There's Thomas with a floater that's no good, but the offensive rebound stays right here with Keller. A second offensive rebound. That shot, thought it was blocked, but a foul will be called. If it's on Hauser, that's 3. That would be the danger zone for her.
So that foul is on Hauser. So you're absolutely right. So what is Coach Tatum going to do? He is going to sub immediately as he brings in Shakiria Brown. So again, there goes your size advantage inside. You go from a player who's 6'2" to a player who is 5'6". So now Carolina Christian is playing what they call in sports small ball.
There's the MVP, Thomas, making that free throw. And correction on my end, Monique Hauser has 2 fouls, not 3. She has 3 points.
Yeah, and Thomas is already up to 7. Folks make it 8 points in the first period.
13-7. We're under a minute to go in the first quarter. Brown out there running a point forward.
Another
pass
feed,
down low.
Another feed inside.
That shot was blocked. 15 on the shot clock. Kirkland, no good. Rebound to Thomas. 35 seconds to go in the first quarter. Cross court pass to Thomas. Thomas against Amaya Bass.
Wow.
That's good. The MVP showing why she's the MVP.
Folks, I'm impressed. I'm impressed with her low post moves. Again, she's going against a smaller player underneath.
Mascara took it to the basket and was fouled. I thought they may slow the pace and try to take the final shot, but instead they tried to play aggressive and go right back to the paint again.
So I believe that foul call is going to go on Catherine Thomas. So for Catherine Thomas, that is her first personal foul. So that'll be the team's 3rd. So the player was fouled in the act of shooting. That's Mascara. So we only got 12.6 left in this first period. And if you are Coach Tatum, you want to continue to pound that ball at the basket, because one of 2 things is going to happen for your ball club. They're either going to get an easy shot at the rim or they're going to get fouled.
And the Centurions have done a nice job drawing fouls as Mascara makes the 2nd free throw. Carolina Christian still finds themselves down by a touchdown here. Keller loses the ball. And that pass goes awry. It's going to stay here with the Centurions. 5.6 on the game clock. No shot clock, obviously.
Centurions aren't paying attention to what's on the scoreboard. They are still continuing to put pressure on the basketball.
There's 3 and 2. Mascara, long 3.
Good if it goes.
No good off the top of the backboard. That's going to end the first quarter. So at the end of the first quarter, the score is Carolina Christian down 15-8 to Christendom. This is the New South Athletic Conference Women's Basketball Championship on Big Sports TV.
Oops.
Get on top of it before they do. About every 30 minutes, tipped furniture or a falling TV sends an injured child to the emergency room. Preventing tip-over incidents is easy, inexpensive, and only takes about 5 minutes. Learn how to secure your furniture and TVs to protect children at anchor.gov.
15-8, Christendom with the lead. Second quarter fixing to start. Centurions will inbound with Imari Hightower.
Yeah, as we get ready to start this second period, right now your leading scorer on the floor for Christendom, of course, is Catherine Thomas. She has 10 points. And for the Crusaders, off the bench is Kayla Mascara. She has 4 as that rebound comes off to Catherine Thomas.
Once again, Centurions taking the ball inside, but unsuccessful. And there's an easy 2 points for Regina Casino.
So for Catherine Thomas, again, she has 10 points so far in the basketball game. She already has 7 rebounds.
On her way to a double-double. There's a long three that's no good by Shakiria Brown. Christendom averages 49.9 rebounds a game. So the challenge for the Centurions is going to be to crash the boards. As there's a rebound right there for Imaya Bass. Now Kirkland comes right back across.
Now I'll agree with you. One of their challenges will be to crash the boards, but right now, Craig, one of their challenges is just scoring the basketball.
Inside once again, but that ball stripped, ends up in the hands of Kate Walls.
Right now
Little spin move.
Yeah, right now the Centurions, they've already committed 8 turnovers.
Thomas unsuccessful. Offensive rebound to Keller, and she is fouled again.
So that foul call is going to go on Shakira Brown, and for Shakira Brown, that is her first personal foul. That would be the team's first of the period. And of course, if you aren't up on what goes on with women's basketball, each period, the number of team fouls resets back to 0.
That free throw good for Keller. First quarter, Christendom was 5 of 6 from the line. And the Centurions were 1 of 4. Big, big difference. Free throws are always going to be paramount in any game. That's 2 for 2 for Keller.
Now the Crusaders turned the ball over 8 times. 8 times in the first period. So Carolina Christian had something going on defensively as we get a made basket and 1.
Hoop in the harm for Imari Hightower. And Casino will be called for the foul. That's her first. Centurions once again end a scoring drought, and Hightower's going to go to the line, try to finish this three-point play. No good. Offensive rebound stays right there, but Brown is unsuccessful. Wow. Centurions just fighting for every loose ball. Scrappy, scrappy defense by Carolina Christian.
So again, Carolina Christian is doing exactly what they said in their game plan. They're mucking it up, and they just mucked it. Oh, they just caused the Crusaders to muck it up right there. You never, ever, ever, never, ever, ever foul a jump shooter.
That is a cardinal sin of basketball that Kate Walls did not follow. So now Hightower back to the line. 3 free throws.
And it's such a low percentage shot. It is the lowest percentage shot in all of basketball, the three-point shot. And again, you bail Carolina Christian out by fouling outside of the three-point line.
The three-point shot has become very popularized based on people like Stephen Curry,
yes.
Kevin Durant.
Changed the game.
Changed the game.
Yep, they completely changed the way the game is played now.
It's played more outside in than it used to be inside out.
Correct. You're absolutely right.
And you know, you see a lot of three-point shots. I mean, 3 is worth more than 2, yes.
Of course.
But a layup is a lot easier than shooting from the wing. As the third free throw is no good, here comes Christendom. Thomas being pressed and distressed, but they get the ball across the timeline once again. Bonvasudo was stripped. Another fight for the loose ball down low. It's going to be Christendom ball on the alternating possession.
The scrappiness. I can't, I know I'm using that word a lot. But the scrappiness right now that Carolina Christian is playing with on defense, it is making Christendom so uncomfortable offensively.
It's an adjective and a verb today. They're scrapping and they're scrappy. There's Keller down low. Keller finishes. She's got 7 points. Crusaders have a 9-point lead. Centurions have to hurry up and try to get some points so they don't fall too far behind. Off the side of the backboard, Thomas is going to get that rebound. Crusaders in transition.
You talked about Catherine Thomas working on a double-double. Folks, she's going to have a double-double by halftime if she doesn't already have it. I know she has at least 10 rebounds so far.
14 on the shot clock for Christendom. Thomas is wide open. She's the MVP of the league. No good. But that rebound stays right here with Carolina Christian. It bounces around. It ends up in the hands of Walls. And no good once again. Carolina Christian coming back across after the rebound by Bass.
No foul call.
No foul call. Lots of contact. Ball goes out of bounds. It's going to belong to Christendom.
And you can look at Hightower. You see her face. She is in utter disbelief because she got the run out. She had two Christendom players down court. She tried to split the defense. Thought she was going to get the foul. She did not get the call, I don't think.
Well, they corrected themselves, and it's going to stay down low. So they didn't get the foul call, but they got the ball, and it's almost just as good.
Okay, the officials motioned a 2-3 over to the scorer's table. I thought they may have been calling a foul on someone, but they were asking that the shot clock be reset to 23 seconds.
So Centurions to the basket. No good for Williams. And Catherine Thomas with another rebound.
Opportunities are there for Carolina Christian to get back into this game on the scoreboard.
21-12 with 6:40 to go until halftime. Williams is going to foul Thomas on the outside.
Yeah, Namoya Williams, if you watch, she tried to make sure she kept her hands up high so that the officials could see that she was not trying to reach in on the play. But you don't always have to make a foul or cause a foul with your hands. You can also do it with your body, and she got called there.
Passed up the three, but
yeah, that's going to be
Montecito travel.
That's going to be a traveling violation. Nice job by the Carolina Christian player to just throw herself out there at the shooter and cause the shooter to shuffle her feet before she tried to take the shot, as Hauser makes her way back on the floor along with McCaughey for Christendom.
Interesting that you noted that Christendom had 8 turnovers in the first half, yet maintained the lead. They're still turning the basketball over, but the Centurions aren't able to take advantage.
Yeah, and that's what's happening. They have to take advantage of those opportunities. Those are extra possessions that you did not plan for in the basketball game, but you have to take advantage of them.
Hauser down low. Centurions get another basket. It's 21-14 with just over 6 minutes to go.
And they have to get Hauser going. That is only her 4th point in the basketball game, but she spent a lot of time on the bench with those 2 fouls.
And Thomas right there in a premier matchup, Hauser against Thomas. And Thomas wins that one, gets the 2 points right back for Christendom.
Now, down low defensively, Hauser has to play very cautious. Why? She has 2 fouls. If she picks up that third before we go into the third period, she's going to have to sit on the bench for a moment.
Brown to Hauser, 2 straight for the former NSAC Player of the Week. Timeout, Centurions. So 5:42 to go until halftime. Crusaders up 23-16. This is the 2023 New South Athletic Conference Women's Basketball Championship on Big Sports TV.
Oops. Uh-oh. Sorry.
Get on top of it before they do. About every 30 minutes, tipped furniture or a falling TV sends an injured child to the emergency room. Preventing tip-over incidents is easy, inexpensive, and only takes about 5 minutes. Learn how to secure your furniture and TVs to protect children at anchorit.gov.
Back after the timeout. It's going to be Christendom ball. Catherine Thomas already with a double-double. 12 points and 14 rebounds. We haven't even got to halftime yet. Here's Walls. Cross-court Thomas. Keller is fouled, hits the floor hard. She's going to be all right, it looks like. She may have bumped her head on the floor on the way down, but
Yeah, that foul is going to go on Amoya Williams underneath. So for Amoya, that is her 2nd personal foul. Now, Amoya is yet to score so far in the basketball game.
Keller with another free throw.
As again, the arena gets just insanely quiet. Again, I did not know human beings collectively could be that silent.
Keller is up to 10 points, and now 11 with that free throw.
I think I might have heard somebody burp. I think that was the only noise in the entire arena. Somebody may have burped. I don't know.
Might have been a roach's shoe squeaking.
Yeah, we'll go back and check the stat sheet to see if they have a burp stat.
Centurions taking the ball inside again. There's Brown. Off the glass. Tough shot. Got it to go. And Hauser is down. Shaken up. Hopefully she will be all right.
I don't know if you heard Hauser when she got about the floor, folks. If you look, Hauser has a full mane of hair. I mean, it is long. And she says she wasn't able to get up off the floor because somebody was standing on her hair.
Oh, my gosh. Did not see that from my vantage point.
The little things that happen inside of a game that you just don't pay attention to.
And a good reason to be shaken up on the floor if somebody's standing directly in your hair.
Correct.
Here's a rebound for Carolina Christian. Here's Hightower. Thought about the three. He's going to work it back inside, but now bring it back out again. There we go for three. No good. Rebound to Keller. Now here comes Christendom once again, under 5 minutes to go before halftime. Bonvasudo, no good. But the rebound stays on this end, and Brown and Bonvasudo hit the floor.
Yeah, I think Brown may have rolled over the top of Bonvasudo, and she touched out of bounds, so the basketball is going to stay on this end of the court. Now, that does not reset the shot clock. They did not consider that to be a change of possession.
15 on the shot clock now for Christendom. There's a three from the corner. Offensive rebound on the air ball. Thomas, wide open for three. Too strong. Rebound to Hauser. Mascara, nice pass down low, and
Awesome.
she's going to find Amoya Williams.
Wow. That
Her
was
first
nice.
2 points of the game.
That was nice. That was nice. So now that cuts the lead down to 5. So again, Carolina Christian hasn't played as well offensively coming into this afternoon's game as they thought they would, but they are still right there.
That three is no good, but the offensive rebound is what Christendom, but unfortunately, Casino stepped out of bounds. So Carolina Christian will retain possession, retake possession.
So right now, everything is still in front of Carolina Christian that they want to do in this basketball game. It's only a 2-possession ball game with about 3 minutes and 40 seconds left in the first half.
Williams once again inside, unsuccessful, but Mascara comes away with it. Long two-pointer, air ball once again.
Yeah, and that's Williams' second air ball from that range. So I think now we know exactly what she needs to do. She needs to step inside the arc right there where the free throw line is and make it a more high percentage shot. So right now she doesn't quite have the upper body strength to kind of muscle it up for that long jumper. So stay within your skill set and just take a couple of dribbles inside and release that jumper.
There's a turnover right there by Christendom. And there's another three from the corner, and that's another air ball by Shantara Kirkland. And it speaks once again to the shooting technique that you spoke about earlier,
Sure.
Howard, where they're shooting from the chest as opposed to shooting from above the shoulders.
Right. Christendom has already turned the ball over 11 times in the basketball game so far. That's a lot of turnovers in the first half. They're on pace now to turn the ball over 22 times in this entire game. But if you are Carolina Christian, when you cause those turnovers, you have to take higher percentage shots.
Casino had to pick up her dribble. Now she's looking for help, and he finds it in the MVP Thomas.
Shot clock now down under 10.
Walls inside to Keller. Keller, ball fake, got it to go. 2:45 left until halftime. Centurions once again find themselves down by 7 after bringing it down to 5.
So frustrating to play good defense, get the shot clock against your opponent inside 5, and still give up 2.
Hightower thought about the three. He's going to pass it up. Finds Hauser inside. Nice cross-court pass. That three is no good. Offensive board's going to stay down low. There's going to be a foul called as Hightower went up. She will draw the foul.
Yeah, that's going to be on Regina Casino. So I believe for Regina Casino, that is her second personal foul to go along with 2 points. So, again, the game plan that Coach Tatum put in place as McCaughey comes back into the basketball game, the game plan that Coach William Tatum put in for his ball club, even though they've been down pretty much the entire ball game, they've not strayed away from the game plan.
Amari Hightower perfect on the first free throw. All INSAC first team player from Gadsden State Community College. Centurion's going to need her best effort today if they want to win this game.
Only one made three-point basket between both of these basketball teams so far this afternoon.
Centurion still pressing. Thomas trying to dribble her way out of it. 15 on the shot clock for Christendom. Keller got down low, got it to go. 2 minutes to go until halftime.
Yeah, that's just a nice job of staying patient in your offensive set and running the play that Coach Minnick wanted you to run.
Kirkland. Now Hightower getting a screen from Kirkland. Natalia Keaton back in the game.
Shot clock now under 10.
That pass down low and got it for Shantara Keaton with the basket. 1:28 to go until halftime. It's 29-24. Centurions have trimmed the lead once again. And a steal with a chance to get within one possession. Here comes Hightower to the basket. Layup, got it.
Right now, Christendom is not valuing the basketball offensively as they force.
There's another turnover. And, oh, that layup won't go. It's going to stay here with Carolina Christian. Sorry, Howard.
No, it's okay. You did not come over the top of me as we're going to get a timeout here. We're going to stay here. But, wow, again, Coach William Tatum has to be thrilled with the way this basketball game has gone for his basketball team. They're only down by 3 in the basketball game. They haven't played well, particularly on offense, but it's been that defense that has kept them in the basketball game. They've been extremely disruptive, and they've caused so many turnovers, so many uncharacteristic turnovers for Christendom.
Harassing Christendom early and often into those mistakes, just like you pointed out. Now with 1:02 to go here, the strategy for Christendom, one will be to try to add to the lead, maybe dribble the clock out and get to halftime holding on to the lead.
Well, absolutely, and you do not want to have a timeout as we see a player for Christendom, I'm sorry, not Christendom, but Carolina Christian going towards the locker room, holding her hand, and her face is telling you exactly what's going on with her. She's got a hand issue. That's Kirkland. And we've seen Kirkland be extremely aggressive. It hasn't shown up on the scoreboard. She only has 2 points in the basketball game. No, actually, she has not scored in the basketball game, but she has been very, very aggressive on the basketball court.
And she's definitely a presence and an impact player for them, as she is an all-team INSAC player, first team. If she can't go the rest of this game, it's going to put Carolina Christian in a bind.
Well, the good thing about it is there is an athletic trainer on staff here at the arena. So she doesn't have to go and try to figure out what's bothering her hand. She can go to the trainer.
25 on the shot clock, under a minute to go. Three-pointer by Hightower is good.
Folks, we are tied. After all of this that is going on in this first half, we are tied at 29.
What a shot by Hightower. Once again, we are level. Thomas being pressed again by Keaton. 20 on the shot clock for Christendom. Thomas fakes the three, mid-range, still change.
The toughest shot in basketball, the baseline jumper. Why? It's hard to judge the depth of the basket from the baseline. There's no backboard there.
Carolina Christian can pretty much run this clock down all the way, but instead a foul will be called as Hightower is knocked to the floor.
Yeah, that foul is going to be on Bridget McCaughey. So for Bridget McCaughey, that is her first personal foul. She's yet to score in the basketball game, but the clock is stopped at 18.8 seconds remaining in the first half. And for Coach Tatum, this is exactly what you want to have happen when you are down in a basketball game. We need an opportunity to score the basketball while the clock is stopped.
Hightower can't add to her 10 points on the first free throw attempt. 18.8 to go until halftime. So whoever gets the rebound here should be able to run the clock all the way down if they so choose. Hightower's second free throw is perfect. And it's a 1-point game after everything we've seen. And now here's a substitution as Williams comes back into the game. and Hightower will sit for the final 18.8.
Grace Homer is one of our referees this afternoon. Grace does not get cheated when she blows air into that whistle. I'm telling you, I think my family at home in Alabama stopped what they were doing to see exactly what was going on.
Thomas once again being pressed. 10 on the game clock. Walls, that ball deflected. It's going to belong to Carolina Christian.
Nice job.
6.7.
Once again, that pressure defense. And don't expect that to change when these teams come out after halftime. 6.7 seconds left. Carolina Christian with an opportunity.
Crusaders let Carolina Christian roll the ball all the way up. 3 and 2 on the clock. Mascara, no good. Thomas with the rebound, and that'll take us to halftime.
What an exciting first half of play here in this championship game. Both teams kind of came out a little sloppy, but that played right into the hands of Carolina Christian. Who wanted to muck things up, get the ball to the basket, try to get a lot of fouls, and they were able to do that and keep themselves in this game. They're only down by 1 as we head into the halftime locker room.
31-30 Crusaders, and just as you spoke to it, there has been a physical aspect to this game. There's been a lot of scrappiness. The long-range shooting has not really been there, but the effort and intensity has been there for both teams.
Yeah, only 2 made three-point shots so far in the first half, both of those by Carolina Christian. But if you think about it, that's really not either one of these teams' game. They don't play outside the three-point line. They like to get the ball inside for high percentage shots, and right now, everything is playing into the hands of the Centurions.
20 minutes down, 20 minutes to go. This is the New South Athletic Conference Women's Basketball Championship on Big Sports TV. Bring it right back here.
Oops. Uh-oh. Sorry.
Get on top of it before they do. About every 30 minutes, tipped furniture or falling TV sends an injured child to the emergency room. Preventing tip-over incidents is easy, inexpensive, and only takes about 5 minutes. Learn how to secure your furniture and TVs to protect children at anchor.gov.
Touchdown! Did you see that? Oh, we scored? Yeah, we scored. We're going to the playoffs. I can't believe I missed that. Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone. I should take your phone away. No. I'll call for a ride. Wait, why does my face look like that?
You got a king?
Go fish!
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
My Shiro doesn't always wear a cape, but she always has time for a hug, a smile, for going the extra mile. My Shiro stretches every dollar, puts in long hours, puts others first. But now it's your time, Mom. When you're ready to retire, we want you to be able to enjoy it. It's time to start saving now. A free 3-minute online chat can give you the personalized tips you need to start boosting your retirement savings today. Visit aceyourretirement.org/Shiro.
Testing. Why did the girl ask the mushroom to dance? Because he was a fun guy.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows? Maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands?
Yes.
You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Welcome back to Newport News, Virginia, on the campus of the Apprentice School. Halftime, 31-30. Christendom has taken the lead over Carolina Christian. So let's go over first half stats. So far, what we see here, some things that stand out to me, Howard, is the amount of turnovers that we have in this game. As you can see, we got some first half highlights for the Centurions. There's Kayla Mascara.
Yeah, as we talked about earlier, only 2 made three-point baskets in the entire basketball game. Both of those belong to Carolina Christian. So, like we said before the break, you know, neither one of these teams are really three-point threats. You know, that's not really their game. But as we continue to look at some of the stats, it's going to be Amari Hightower, who leads all scorers right now for Carolina Christian. She has 12, while Monique Hauser, who kind of spent a little bit of time on the bench because of early foul trouble, she has 4 rebounds. Again, only 2 3-pointers that were made in the first half. Those both belong to Carolina Christian. On the other side of the court for Christendom, right now, Catherine Thomas, the 2023 Player of the Year, as we see here. You can see exactly what Coach Minnick wants to do with her basketball team, and it's showing up in the stats. They want to work the basketball inside to Catherine Thomas and also Miranda Keller. Right now, Miranda Keller, I'm combining them like they're a robot. Catherine Thomas, she has 14 points, while Amanda Keller has 13 points. So they want to work the basketball inside and take advantage of the size advantage that they have. They've done so far, and that's given them this 1-point lead at the halftime break.
13 points, 5 rebounds for Miranda Keller, who you saw in the replay making that layup. Another stat that sticks out to me at the halftime break is turnovers.
Yeah.
So 14-4 in favor of Carolina Christian. They trail by 1. How big of a stat is that in today's game?
Oh, it's huge. As we saw early on, as we take another look here, you can see exactly what Coach William Tatum wants his basketball team to do. They need to score inside with Monique Hauser and anybody who's willing on his basketball team to take the basketball in the paint against the bigs of Christendom, in hopes of maybe getting them in foul trouble or at least them backing off and you getting a high percentage shot. But we saw early on how Carolina Christian defensively wanted to mess the game up. They wanted to be messy because that way they pull Christendom out of their game plan, and it's come to the tune of 14 forced turnovers.
They've been giving them 47 feet of hell on each side of the floor, not letting Christendom get across the midcourt line without any harassment whatsoever, which led to a +10 turnover advantage for the Centurions. And as you mentioned, Amari Hightower leads them with 12 points. She also has 2 rebounds, 2 assists. And as we see here on the replay, there's exactly what I'm speaking about, with Hightower taking the ball to the basket and giving the Centurions the boost they need.
And which is so unusual because if you look at Hightower physically, she's not the biggest player on the floor. She's only 5'3", but she's playing with a fearlessness right now for her team offensively. As a matter of fact, all of the Centurions are playing with a level of just fearlessness in this basketball game. So again, if you continue to pound the rock inside against a team that's taller than you are, they'll have to make a business decision. Either they are going to foul you or they are going to allow you to score.
One of the storylines for the second half will be, can Shantira Kirkland return? We saw her walk off with a hand injury and a lot of pain. I did see her come back out of the locker room with her right hand wrapped in a brace. So it looks like she may give it a go because she's still in uniform.
Yeah, I'd like to see that because I'm not sure if she is a right-hander or a left-hander. And if her right hand is heavily bandaged and she is a right-handed shooter, then she becomes a liability offensively if she is on the floor. So what will Coach William Tatum do with that information injury-wise as we get ready to transition into the second half?
We've got just about 5.5 minutes until the second half starts. And Kirkland, who we spoke of, don't see her on the score sheet so far, not yet. She does have 3 rebounds and is 0 for 5 from the field. So her presence will be a big factor for Carolina Christian to stay in this game because they do have a couple of all-conference players just like Christendom does. Christendom with Keller and Catherine Thomas. And on the Carolina Christian side, you have Hightower, Kirkland, and Shakiria Brown. We're going to go ahead and get ready to take a break to come back with the second half of action. This is the Big Sports TV New South Athletic Conference Women's Basketball Championship.
Get on top of it before they do. About every 30 minutes, tipped furniture or a falling TV sends an injured child to the emergency room. Preventing tip-over incidents is easy, inexpensive, and only takes about 5 minutes. Learn how to secure your furniture and TVs to protect children at anchorit.gov.
Touchdown! Did you see that? Whoa, we scored? Yeah, we scored. We're going to the playoffs. I can't believe I missed that. Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone.
I should take your phone away.
No. I'll call for a ride. Wait, why does my face look like that?
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish.
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
My Shiro doesn't always wear a cape, but she always has time for a hug, a smile, for going the extra mile. My Shiro stretches every dollar, puts in long hours, puts others first. But now it's your time, Mom. When you're ready to retire, we want you to be able to enjoy it. It's time to start saving now. A free 3-minute online chat can give you the personalized tips you need to start boosting your retirement savings today. Visit aceyourretirement.org/Shiro.
Testing. Why did the girl ask the mushroom to dance? Because he was a fun guy.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands?
Yes.
You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Welcome back to Newport News, Virginia at the Apprentice Athletic Center. 31:30. We got 45 seconds until the halftime clock expires. So one thing we noted during the halftime break, Howard, was the amount of field goals taken by each team. Carolina Christian has taken 10 more field goal attempts than Christendom, yet they trail.
Yeah, and another stat that we also noticed, that coming into this afternoon's game, Kate Walls, who is a senior guard for Christendom, folks, she's averaging 13 points a game. In the first half, she didn't score at all. Now, why is that? First of all, you're crediting the defense of Carolina Christian. That swarming defense that they've utilized in the first half has shut down one of the top scorers for Christendom in this basketball game. Mostly because Walls isn't really a take you off the dribble and create my own shot type of player. She's more of a catch the ball in rhythm and shoot it type of player. So she's been taken completely out of the basketball game, and the Crusaders are holding to a 1-point lead.
Walls 0 for 3 from the field, credited with 1 rebound, 1 assist, 1 steal, and 3 fouls. 10 minutes on the clock. Let's get this party started. Long 3 to get us started, and another 3 for CCC. It's Amari Hightower.
And I believe for Amari Hightower, that is her third made three-point shot. Again, Carolina Christian has the only three-point buckets that have been made, and they now have the lead.
Carolina Christian pressing, distressing. Here's a turnover. Here comes the Centurions, but it's going to stay here on this side of the court with the Centurions. It was deflected out by a Crusader. Hightower scooped up and in. 5 straight for Hightower.
Hightower has come out. Look, she does not care that she's slightly built in this basketball game. 5'6", folks. She's playing more like she's 6'3". We have a stoppage in play because of a clock issue. I don't think the shot clock started on time, so the officials are going to take an opportunity to reset things, and we'll be getting back into play. But the Centurions have come out in the second half on fire and determined to take home this championship. Now, I want you to think about this. The first 5 minutes of the second half usually sets the tone for how the rest of the game is going to be played out as the officials continue to sort through the clock issue. So let's pay attention to see what happens in the first 5 minutes of the half. That will be indicative of how the rest of the game is probably going to progress.
First 40 seconds have been owned by Carolina Christian. 2 straight buckets.
We're just eavesdropping. That's all.
Yep.
I know our mom taught us to not do that. You know, they told us to just, be quiet and stay in the kids' place, but we want to hear exactly what's going on. So the official right now, I believe this is Gilbert Velmore. He's talking to the person that works the clock to let him know exactly what the clock should be set at. So we're now at 9:21 left in the third. Shot clock now at 24.
Centurions still stressing Christendom, and there's another turnover. Hightower thought about the 3. So did Brown. Brown trying to work it inside, gets it back off the deflection, and rebounded down there by Walls, who hits the deck, and it's going to be Christendom ball on the alternating possession off the jump ball.
Yeah, I was looking for Bonvizzuto to call a timeout before the tie-up happened, but fortunately for her and Christendom, the possession arrow was in favor, but it doesn't matter. They turn it over again.
Jumping in the passing lanes often has been Carolina Christian. There's Mascara for 3. No good. And that ball comes off to Regina Casino, who brings it back across. Thomas spinning, puts it up, no good. And Brown hits the deck. Is she all right?
So Coach William Tatum's team comes out in the second half defensively just like they did in the first half, just coming out with just those first 5 minutes of hell defensively against Christendom, but Christendom is going to draw the foul.
And there's another foul called. More free throws coming up for Christendom.
That foul call will go on Amaya Bass. So for Amaya Bass, that is her second personal foul. That'll be the team's first of the third.
Walls still scoreless after that free throw. This has not been her best game.
No, you know, last night against the Apprentice School, she was pretty much lights out. Her and Catherine Thomas were virtually unstoppable yesterday evening, but today it's been a different story as we get a lane violation by the shooter.
It's going to be a turnover once again for Christendom, who now trail after leading a majority of the first half. Mascara is going to inbound all the way underneath the Christendom basket, actually underneath the Carolina Christian basket.
So right now, Carolina Christian, everything going their way, both offensively and defensively. They have pulled Christendom out of their game plan, and they're actually forcing them to play Carolina Christian basketball.
Williams, tough shot off the glass. Offensive rebound's going to stay here with Bass. Mascara able to handle that high pass in there. That ball's down low and good for Amaya Bass.
Tough shot by Maya Bass going against a much taller player in the paint, but she's able to get the scoop layup to go underneath the basket.
A 6-point lead for the Centurions after trailing at halftime by 1. That layup no good by Bonvasuto.
Totally different looking Christendom basketball team today as opposed to yesterday against the Apprentice School. Again, Carolina Christian defensively have been swarming.
Nice ball fake by Amaya Williams to the basket, gets the layup to go.
So now the Centurions have their largest lead of the evening, 8 points, 39-31.
A 9-0 run for the Centurions. There's a three that's no good by Casino. Offensive rebound stays here with Christendom. Another three by Walls. Offensive rebound, Casino, Bonvasuto, and Miranda Keller is fouled. Back to the line for another 2-point free throw attempt.
Christendom is having all kinds of issues scoring the basketball as substitutions make their way into the ball game for Carolina Christian. But wow, it has been amazing to see because, again, we saw this team play last night, and they played lights out shooting the basketball, but it has been tough going this afternoon so far for Coach Minnick and her basketball team scoring the ball.
Keaton re-enters the game for Carolina Christian, and Shakiria Brown will sit down. That's the first points right there of the second half that belong to Miranda Keller, the all-NSAC first-team player from Bishop McDevitt High School in Pennsylvania. 2 for 2 from the line.
Carolina Christian already up to 2 team fouls. Of course, again, in the period, if they make it up to 5, that puts Christendom in the double bonus.
That pass deflected, and here comes Christendom. Thomas around the back, but stolen away by Bass.
A little bit too fancy with the basketball.
Hightower all the way up into the stands trying to save that one. And she does. Mascara now calling a play out for the Centurions. Mascara orchestrating things near the Apprentice logo.
Yeah, Crusaders are in a man-to-man defense right now.
Now Hightower with 10 on the shot clock against Walls. Hightower, no good. And a rebound to Thomas. Walls being harassed. They know she's stressing a little bit today. Pass down low, Bonvasuto couldn't handle it. Walls, unlucky. That one bounced in and off the rim. Carolina Christian coming back across.
You know, I don't know if anybody's ever played street ball. I have.
Yes.
Whenever you play street basketball, you ever had that one guy that was on the other team who didn't have a whole lot of talent, but defensively he got on your friggin' nerves. He was always around you as we're going to get a foul call on that dribble penetration to the basket. Going to go against Catherine Thomas, and for Catherine Thomas, that's going to be her first personal foul. But you have that player, as we see here, the foul call will go on Catherine Thomas. You have that one player on the other team that isn't overly talented, so they say, hey, play defense on that guy. And he just gets on your friggin' nerves. He's like a gnat flying around the whole time you have the basketball. That is what Carolina Christian is doing right now defensively against Christendom. They are a bunch of gnats right now, just getting on Christendom's nerves when they have the basketball as the first free throw is missed.
Yeah. And there's a rebound, 0 for 2 from the line, and Thomas with the rebound. Now here comes Christendom once again. Casino to Thomas, no good, and Hauser with the rebound.
Now all of a sudden Thomas, who was able to make shots in the first half, unable to do so in the second half. Nice run out and layup for Carolina Christian.
Imaya Bass with another basket. She's got 4 points. Carolina Christian up by 8 after trailing at halftime. There's Hauser, excuse me, not Hauser. Miranda Keller with that miss, and now Carolina Christian comes back across. Keaton gives it to Williams, little push shot. That won't go. Crusaders with the rebound. Here comes Bonvasuto. Casino thought about the three, now Bonvasuto will take it and make it. The first three for the Crusaders.
Yeah, and that's a big make right there for Christendom because they have looked out of sorts since coming out of the halftime locker room. They trail by 5 in this basketball game.
Christendom was 0 for 6 from three-point range in the first 20 minutes. Hauser's shot is no good, and Casino with the rebound for Christendom.
I want to see Hauser get inside, use her height to actually, again, she's the tallest player on the floor for either team. I want her to get inside offensively and use that height to her advantage.
There's Kate Walls with her first basket of the game. And the Carolina Christian lead is trimmed down to 3.
So for Coach Minnick, you need to see that out of your senior. You need her to start to heat up in this basketball game. Offensively, Walls has been a non-factor for Christendom.
There's Amoya Williams. Williams, once again, going to the basket. That's been the modus operandi of Carolina Christian today. Mascara, dribbling, scoops it up, hits the deck, and will be fouled.
That's a nice job. Now look how many seconds were left on the shot clock when that foul was committed. That foul is going to be on Regina Bonvasuto as we have a media timeout. As you can see there, player goes down for Carolina Christian. So 4 seconds were left on the shot clock when that foul took place. So if you are the Centurions, that's exactly what you want to have happen.
3:58 to go in the third quarter. Centurions by 3. This is the New South Athletic Conference Women's Basketball Championship on Big Sports TV.
Oops. Sorry.
Get on top of it before they do. About every 30 minutes, tipped furniture or a falling TV sends an injured child to the emergency room. Preventing tip-over incidents is easy, inexpensive, and only takes about 5 minutes. Learn how to secure your furniture and TVs to protect children at anchorit.gov.
Kayla Mascara at the line for 2 as we return from the break. 3:58 to go in this game. Mascara makes the first free throw.
Couple of telling stats so far in this basketball game. Rebounding edge goes to Christendom, 41-23, but they find themselves down in this basketball game by 5 at the moment as substitutions make their way in for Coach William Tatum. And another telling stat as well, turnovers. We keep talking about it, right? Right now, 18 total turnovers for the Crusaders as we're going to get a bump on the inbound.
Kirkland is back into the game after injuring her hand in the first half. It's good to see her back. Let's see how effective she can be with the injured left hand wrapped up.
Yeah, because that right hand isn't just only going to affect her potentially offensively, it's going to affect her defensively as well because she is going to want to not put that hand anywhere in harm's way.
Let's see what kind of jump shot she may or may not take. That ball deflected by Hightower and stolen by the All-NSAC first-team player with a nice Euro step to the bucket.
That was gorgeous. That was gorgeous as we get another stoppage in play. Centurions now are up by, okay, they asked that the game clock be reset. So the Centurions right now enjoying their largest lead of the afternoon. They're up by 7 here in the third.
What a turnaround for Carolina Christian, trailing all of the first half, despite forcing the turnovers and being out-rebounded, they still find themselves with a 7-point advantage.
You know, and we talked about it in the pregame as Bonvizito tries to look for someone as the shot clock is now down around 10. You know, we talked about it before the beginning of the game. You know, we'll wait right after this offensive possession.
Bonvizito puts it up, no good. Will the rebound stay here? No, it will not. Here comes Carolina Christian and Kirkland.
Now, we talked about it in the pregame that, remember, Carolina Christian has not played for some 16-odd days. And we anticipated there being some rust that needed to be shaken off for Coach William Tatum's team before they finally got into this basketball game. Well, folks, the rust is gone.
3 ball, and that's good. Another 3. Excuse me, it's a 2. Called a 2 on the floor. It looked like a 3, but it was a 2-pointer for Amari Hightower. She's got 18 points to lead the Centurions. She's leading all players right now with 18, and Thomas with 17. Out there on the perimeter, that's not a place where she strives. Casino now being harassed, 10 on the shot clock. And a travel by Thomas. It's going to be a turnover. It's coming back this way to Carolina Christian.
Yeah, if you notice, the Carolina Christian Centurions quickly came with a double team on Catherine Thomas when the feed came down into the low post. Catherine did not see the double team come. She wanted to spin baseline, and she saw Hauser there, and that caused her to shuffle her feet.
That one no good by Hauser. Went in and out off the back of the rim. Long 3 by Brown, and rebound by Keller. So here comes Christendom once more. Still down by 9, and a steal by Kirkland.
Wow.
Here she comes all alone. Layup no good.
Hurt hand and all. She almost got the layup, but instead there's going to be a foul on the loose ball.
Now that foul will go against Hightower off the rebound. Walls had got the rebound and was fouled, being pushed from behind. So that is the 4th team foul. We're going to keep it right here after the timeout.
So for Hightower, that's her third. That's her third, right? So again, she is out there playing lights out basketball. She has 20 right now as we see Hightower step back. They call that a 2. Now, I wonder if they're going to go back and look at that on the replay. I hope maybe we can boot that back up again. Was her foot on or behind the line? I'm not sure, because there are 2 3-point arcs out there, as you can see here. Just watch her feet.
Standing on the long 3-point line out there,
now
so there's only one
now
that's being acknowledged in this game.
So it must be that 3-point arc that's being okay. I'm glad we cleared that one up, because I was going to raise a fuss.
Yeah.
All right, I was going to bump the guy who is in charge of putting points on the board in the rib to make sure he puts that extra point on here. But we can see Hightower, who has 20 points, beautiful job on the Euro step after the breakaway down court, and she has 20 points, but she has 3 fouls. Now we're heading into the 4th. Once we get into the final frame, that 3rd foul doesn't really mean as much, but that's something to keep an eye on, because right now she and I believe Kate Walls are the only 2 players. Nope, I take that back. It's not Kate Walls as well. Bonvizito, they all have 3 fouls.
Centurions are finding themselves in dire straits now, down by 9. They need a bucket in the worst way. They look for their MVP. Thomas gets the roll and got it to go.
I think Thomas may have gotten away with a traveling right there, but look, I'm not an official. If the official didn't see it, hey, it just didn't happen.
You're right. May have been trying to walk back to front royal on that one. Now here's Brown with just about a minute to go, one-on-one against Walls. Hauser trying to establish herself down low. 3 by Kirkland is no good. And a foul will be called.
Yeah, I think that's going to go on Christendom. There was a tie-up as both players were about to try to go for the loose ball. I believe Regina Kazuno might have tied up the player from Carolina Christian, and she's going to be whistled for the foul, I believe.
And for Casino, that's her 2nd foul.
Yeah.
20 seconds on the shot clock, 54 on the game clock. Kirkland will inbound for Carolina Christian.
Yeah, and she's really favoring that left hand. You can see her cringe every time she tries to handle the basketball with that left hand.
She's gutting it out, though, for her team. The championship is on the line. You do what you have to do.
Oh, yeah, there's no game tomorrow.
Rebound offensively, no good. There's Williams with the putback. Can't get it to fall, and here comes Christendom once again.
We're now under 30 seconds remaining in the third.
Walls.
Look at that.
Hits the deck, and a foul called.
I was just about to give Carolina Christian a lot of credit for, again, the pressure defense that they have put on Christendom all day, as we see here, as Kate Walls tries to split the defense, but instead they're going to call the reach-in foul.
You can kind of see the game that each team wants to play, like you mentioned earlier. Christendom wants to spread the floor. They want to get their shooters involved and bring it down low to Catherine Thomas. Meanwhile, Carolina Christian, just like you said, aggressive, in your face. They want to play scrappy and physical basketball. As you can see, many players have hit the deck, scrapping for loose balls. There's an offensive rebound by Keller, but that's no good. And another foul is going to keep the action right down here on this side.
Yeah, and that's Catherine Thomas once again, the NSAC Player of the Year. Again, she's averaging 29 points a game. She's somewhere around about 16 in this game. Yep, she's right at about 16. So she's kind of off of her scoring average as she drains the first from the free throw line.
She just tied Miranda Keller for the team lead right there with her 17th point against only one foul. So no foul trouble really for Christendom entering the final 10 minutes of gameplay.
So Amari Hightower is going to make her way back into the basketball game with her 20 points.
And Kirkland, playing with essentially one hand, did give Carolina Christian some good minutes. 15 seconds to go. Here's Williams. Hightower, once again, trying to dribble into the paint. 5 and 4. Hightower with 3 into a 3.
Whoa, are you serious?
Backboard,
give me a break.
And good. A 3 for CCC.
Are you serious?
At the end of the third quarter, Carolina Christian 50, Christendom 43. 10 minutes to go. Who wants this more? This is the New South Athletic Conference Women's Basketball Championship on Big Sports TV.
Oops. Sorry.
Get on top of it before they do. About every 30 minutes, tipped furniture or a falling TV sends an injured child to the emergency room. Preventing tip-over incidents is easy, inexpensive, and only takes about 5 minutes. Learn how to secure your furniture and TVs to protect children at anchor.gov.
Welcome back to Newport News, Virginia, the Apprentice Athletic Center. Take a look at that last shot by Amari Hightower.
Get out of here. Are you serious? When you talk about throwing up a prayer, that's exactly what it looks like, and her prayer was answered. She now has 23 points in the basketball game as she looks to add to that total here, but instead, jump ball situation underneath the basket.
Hightower just getting to the basket whenever she wants. She has 23 points, leading all scorers. Carolina Christian holding a 7-point lead entering the final 10 minutes.
And Carolina Christian
Hard
has
screened by Walls.
Yeah, and Carolina Christian has not let up the defensive pressure as Kate Walls finally gets loose for that 3.
Almost poetic there. She sets a hard screen, finds herself wide open for that 3-point shot. That shot by Williams is no good, and a foul will be called.
Yeah, that's going to be on Kate Walls as well. So she's going to pick up her 4th personal foul. So what will Coach Minnick do? Again, there is no game tomorrow. This is the championship game. So you're going to have to leave your stars out on the floor for the next 9:25 and see how things play out.
Walls contesting that inbounds play. She's playing with fire out there, playing aggressive. So what will Coach Minnick do? Will she have Walls play a little less aggressive, a little soft, maybe stand back and just kind of let the action happen in front of her, or is she going to let her play aggressive?
But again, for Carolina Christian, who score on that play, if you're Carolina Christian, whoever she is guarding defensively, you go right at her.
That's
you
right.
go right at her and force her to make a business decision with that 5th and final foul.
Walls inside now to Thomas. Thomas got it to go. Gets the 2 points right back.
Yeah, and Thomas now is up to 20 points in the basketball game, 19 rebounds. 16 of those rebounds are defensive.
Once again, proving why she's the MVP of this game, of the league. Here's Hightower. Outside, 3-ball, Keaton. No good, but the offensive rebound goes right back to Keaton. Hauser, push shot, got it.
There you go. You see how Hauser got that pass, and instead of rushing things, she gathered herself and delivered the shot. We didn't see her doing that earlier. She was so nervous when she got the basketball that as soon as she got it, she would turn and shoot and miss that time. Gathered herself and got the 2.
Bonvasuto was driving but decided to bring it back out. Thomas's shot is no good. And here comes Keaton with the rebound. Hightower finds her way back into the paint once again, draws a foul.
Hightower got bailed out that time with the foul. You can kind of see as she was heading toward the basket, a little bit out of control, but someone foot was in the way. She tripped over them, and she's going to pick up that foul. As we can see here, she goes down hard over there on the out of bounds area, so she will step to the line. You can see she's bent over. Is she a little hurt, or is she just fatigued? She's played a lot of minutes today.
Kate Walls is going to take a seat. And she was replaced by McCaughey. So first free throw is good by Hightower.
That's 24 now for Hightower, and we still have 8:04 left. So she has an opportunity if Carolina Christian is able to hold on and win this basketball game. I think we're looking at our MVP right there.
2 for 2 from the line. And an 8-point lead for Carolina Christian with 8 minutes to go in this championship game. Bonvasuto finds Thomas. Thomas, swish.
I'm telling you, when she catches the basketball in rhythm and shoot, that left-handed jumper, it's just so smooth as she pours in her 22nd point of the afternoon.
Mosquera now trying to find Bass down low, but Mosquera's going to take it into the paint herself, gets her own offensive rebound. Now Hightower to the basket. Can't get it to go, but another offensive rebound with Bass. 15 on the shot clock now for Carolina Christian as Mosquera one-on-one against McCaughey. Screen by Hauser. There's a 3 by Mosquera. Air ball.
Yeah, that one missed everything that time. But if you are Carolina Christian, sure, they were fruitless on the scoreboard, but they did run some clock. So we're now down to just a couple of seconds, a few seconds over 7 minutes remaining.
Keller brings it across the timeline. Now back into the hands of Bonvasuto. Thomas, hook shot no good. Mosquera now. Hightower, faked it, take it to the basket, and it draws another foul.
She just refuses, absolutely refuses to slow the basketball down, as that call is going to go on Regina Casino. So that'll be Casino, I'm sorry. So for Casino, that'll be her 3rd personal foul as we see Hightower. She has been absolutely, she's been aggressive in this basketball game from the start. So again, she's bent over, folks. She's grabbing at those knees. She is tired.
Kate Walls is going to re-enter the game with 4 fouls. As the free throw for Hightower, first one is good.
So if you're Coach William Tatum, I apologize, Craig, if I went over the top of you there, but if you're Coach Tatum and you see Hightower winded, when do you give her an opportunity to get a blow? Now, there is a media timeout that should be upcoming soon, so you would like to think that maybe they'll use that as an opportunity to get her an opportunity to get some to get over to the bench.
I think she's only sat down for maybe a minimal amount of time this game. I don't see her on the stat line playing every minute. But as you noted, when does she get a break? Long three gets nothing but air for a Casino, and that ball will go out of bounds back to Carolina Christian with an 8-point lead. 6.5 to go in this game. Can the Centurions finish the job?
They have an opportunity, I believe, to match their largest lead of the game, which has been 10. They have an opportunity to either go over that or match it.
That three is good for CCC by Amaya Bass off the assist by Hightower.
And that now gives the Centurions their largest lead of the basketball game at 11.
The three ball has started to fall for the Centurions. Thomas to the basket, got it. Just under 6 to go.
So smooth when she gets the basketball in her hand. Nice job there.
24 points for the New South Athletic Conference MVP, Catherine Thomas. Here's Hightower, she's got 27. Hightower fouled. That's on, I was gonna say, I thought that may have been on Walls, but it wasn't on Walls.
Yeah, they're gonna call that one on Bonvizzuto, I believe. Actually, I thought the reach-in was actually committed by Keller, but I believe that, they are going to give the foul to Bonvizzuto, so that'll be her third personal foul. That'll be the team's fourth. So one more team foul by the Crusaders, and that will put Carolina Christian in the double bonus for the rest of the afternoon, as they've now gotten their lead back up to 10 points.
Hightower's first free throw is good. Can't get the second one to go, but an offensive rebound by Bass.
Wow.
Battling down low. Could fatigue be a factor for Christendom?
I'm glad you brought that up. I thought the exact same thing. Was that just a hustle play by Carolina Christian, or was that just a tired reaction by Christendom?
Bailed out with a foul call right there was Amoya Williams with 2 on the shot clock. So Casino called for that foul.
Right, and that's going to be her fourth personal foul. So what has that done now? With 5:17 left in the basketball game, the Centurions are now in the double bonus. So they will be shooting foul shots for the rest of the game.
Walls with 4, Casino with 4. And Amoya Williams at the line misses the first of 2 free throws. Centurions with a 10-point lead after trailing by 1 at halftime. They just come out in the second half on fire offensively.
And it feels like the basketball has been on this end of the court for the past 2 or 3 minutes. The Centurions have done a great job of off of missed shots, just being able to get the rebound. As we get a whistle, it may have been a lane violation. I think it was a lane violation on the Centurions, so shot was no good anyway.
Walls now with 4 fouls. Slapped out of bounds by Hightower. 2 versus 2, literally. And the inbounds now to Bonvizzuto. 5 minutes, just a little over 5 to go in this game. Christendom has to make up a 10-point deficit.
Now they do have an opportunity to do that. As Thomas goes down, she is going to be called for traveling. Now we're at 4:59 left in the basketball game. The Centurions are up by 10. With the 3-point line being in play, as we take a media timeout.
All right, so this is going to be our under 5 timeout right here, and we're going to take a break. 4:59 to go in this game, 62-52 Carolina Christian. This is the New South Athletic Championship on Big Sports TV.
Oops. Sorry.
on top of it before they do. About every 30 minutes, tipped furniture or a falling TV sends an injured child to the emergency room. Preventing tip-over incidents is easy, inexpensive, and only takes about 5 minutes. Learn how to secure.
Welcome back. Action has already began. 4:50 to go. Mascara for Carolina Christian. Now to Williams. Mid-range jumper off the glass is good.
That was a stop the Crusaders really, really need, and I'll tell you why. Usually at the 5-minute mark of the basketball game in the second half, if you are the team that is trailing, if you want to get back into the basketball game, you need that deficit, as Catherine Thomas able to score off the bank shot. You want that lead or that deficit to be somewhere around about 10. You have enough possessions between the 5 o'clock mark and the end of the game to get yourself back in the basketball game with the three-point line.
There's another miss, and the Crusaders come away with the board. Thomas thought about the quarterback pass down court, but decided against it. They're going to get back in this game. They're going to need 24 to do her thing as she goes to the basket. Can't get it, but her front court mate, Keller, puts it down.
So this game, again, this game is not over. The Centurions with an 8-point lead. That's only a 3-possession lead in this basketball game. So, again, as long as that 3-point line exists, folks, this game is not over.
Mass substitutions getting ready to come in for Carolina Christian, who are playing extremely small right now. Off the glass and no good, but an offensive board with Carolina Christian.
And that is going to be a backcourt violation, yeah.
Over and back.
Yeah, that's going to be a backcourt violation. So if you're Coach Minnick, what you need to happen right now for your basketball team is starting to happen. You are holding that is a possession right there that comes away empty for the Centurions. So if you are the Crusaders, you need to score the basketball, as if they don't need to score the basketball ever in a basketball game, but they need to score the basketball. 3:28 left.
At the 5-minute break, Carolina Christian was only credited with just 5 turnovers the entire game against 22 of Christendom. Keller working down low. Now back to Thomas. Thomas, scoop shot no good, and Hauser with the rebound.
I like the fact that the Crusaders did not panic and pull the trigger for 3 on that last possession. They wanted to work it inside to Catherine Thomas. Unfortunately, Thomas was unable to score.
It's Thomas's 20th rebound. I think she's got a 20-20 game, but there's another turnover by Christendom. Here comes Hightower. Legs crossed together.
Yeah, so no foul call, and I think that is the right foul call. I believe that Hightower was slightly out of control. She actually tripped herself up on the way to the basket. We take a look here. No one from Christendom tripped her, so the official swallowed the whistle and made the right call.
2:40 to go in this game, and a foul is called as Brown was a little too aggressive against Thomas. Still an 8-point deficit for Christendom to make up here in 2 minutes and 40 seconds.
So I believe for Brown, she picks up her 4th personal foul for Carolina Christian.
Bonvasuto with a nice catch. Walls wide open for 3, and she got it.
Once again, like you and I talked about during the break, Walls isn't one of those create your own shot off the dribble players. She is one of those catch the ball in rhythm and shoot type of players, and she showed you there by draining that 3.
9 second-half points for Kate Walls after going scoreless in the first half.
There's a foul call there.
Casino was called for a foul away from the ball.
So that is her final foul. So she is disqualified from the game.
The freshman from Ann Arbor, Michigan will have to sit out the remainder of the 2:13, and
so Coach Minnick now has 20 seconds to substitute a player into the basketball game, and she does so.
McCaughey finds her way back into the game. The sophomore from Nashville, Tennessee. And Imari Hightower with a game-high 28 points back at the free throw line. First one is good.
She's been on it. She has I would not be surprised if she, with this next make, this is her career high. I would not be surprised if that's where she is right now.
finds the bottom of the bucket. 2 minutes to go, and it's a 7-point Carolina Christian lead. Bonvasudo, a three, and she finds the bottom of the net.
Once again, as long as the three-point line exists in basketball, no game is over until the clock reaches 0-0.
Can Christendom get the stops to find their way back into this game? It's just 66-62. Hightower trying to find some space. 13 on the shot clock.
That's a lot of dribbling by Hightower. Almost dribbled out the entire shot clock.
Brown. Offensive foul called. Miranda Keller takes the charge and a turnover.
And if you're Coach Tatum, you want to see your team get into their offensive set a lot earlier in the shot clock. A lot of dribbling that time by Hightower. Dribbled the shot clock all the way down to 11. Dished it off to Brown, who had to make a decision with the basketball, was out of control, and caused the offensive foul.
Now, one thing I just noticed here with 1:37 to go is Carolina Christian's only credited with 2 fouls. So they're not in trouble of getting Christendom into the bonus. Fight down low. Bonvasudo now. 4-3, stepped on the out-of-bounds line.
That's a big turnover.
Stepped out of bounds right over here on the near touch line, and it's going to be a turnover. 1:23 to go, down by 4. Christendom's going to call a timeout. We're going to stay right here. So 66-62 with 1:23 to go.
So realistically, with there being 30 seconds on the shot clock, you can realistically say that the Centurions will probably get 2 more possessions before the game is called, and the Crusaders will only get 1. So Coach Minnick has to come up with a way to create opportunities for her basketball team. Now, we're down to 123. Right now, her team has 5 team fouls, so they're already in the double bonus, while the Centurions only have 2. So will they start playing the foul game? Maybe not just yet. It's only a 2-possession ball game, so let's see what they decide to do defensively. They are going to try to press full court.
So Natalia Keaton will inbound for Carolina Christian. Check that. Williams will now go over to inbounds against Catherine Thomas. 1:20 to go. Full court press by Christendom. Now they're going to back off.
Yeah, it looked like Catherine Thomas went to go foul, and they did not want her to foul,
steal
but
right
it doesn't
there.
matter.
Bonvasudo in the paint, gives it up to Keller. Keller got it. It's a 2-point game with 1:04 to go. Centurions pressing. Now look at that wide open Imaya Bass with the layup. She missed the layup.
Oh my God.
But gets the board back and finds that 2 points.
That is huge.
2 timeout.
That is absolutely huge. Wow. What an exchange right there by both teams. Right when it looked like the Crusaders were going to get the turnover and get a basket, ball went back over to the Centurions, and wow, just out of nowhere, how in the world did Hightower see Bass down court? The ball almost would have been to the rafters, like she was trying to throw the ball up at the end of the game, but she was able to find Bass. Bass was unable to hit, but able to get the rebound and put it back in for 2, and the Centurions are sitting on a 4-point lead. We're just under a minute left in this ball game.
Yeah, Hightower threw up a lollipop to Bass, and unfortunately it wasn't too sweet in the beginning because she missed the bunny and then got it back to go. So 49.9 on the clock.
I remember we used to call that snowballing. When you would get the rebound and just throw it down to the other end of the court to somebody that's streaking towards the basket. But just a great job by Hightower to keep her eyes down court.
And good court vision by Imaya Bass to get down out in front. Yeah. She wasn't cherry picking. She was first one out there on the outlet after the ball was deflected out. So now it's going to be Christendom ball here. Kate Walls will inbound right in front of us. Gets it in to Keller. Thomas got it. Wow. And foul. Catherine Thomas, the league MVP, draws the foul.
So that's an and one opportunity there, right?
Hoop in the harm for
Yeah.
Catherine Thomas.
Because the foul was called on Amaya Bass, who actually hit Catherine Thomas across the arm after she released the shot. So here's an opportunity now for Christendom to narrow this lead down to 1 point with about 46 seconds left, and she does just that.
The MVP, Catherine Thomas, coming through in the clutch for Christendom. It's a 1-point game. There's a foul by Bonvasuto being a little too aggressive.
So that's going to send Hightower to the free throw line. She's going to be shooting a couple of pressured free throws, as I believe Bonvasuto may have picked up her 4th foul, and she did. So that's going to send Hightower to the free throw line as we see the injured Kirkland making her way back into the basketball game for Hauser. So Hightower gets an opportunity to shoot 2 free throws with the clock stopped. If she does that, if she makes both, it's still only a 1-possession basketball game. So if she makes them both, will Coach Minnick try to get 2 for 1 with 40 seconds left?
First one is perfect for Hightower. She's got 31 points.
Now the Crusaders try to go 2 for 1 with 40 seconds left. They have to score the basketball within 10 seconds.
2 for 2. 40.1 on the clock. A 3-point lead for Carolina Christian. Walls, long 3. Too strong. Rebound, Bass. Bass down low is foul. 28.8.
So that's exactly what Christendom wanted to do. Is Hightower is waiting for somebody. She's laying on the floor on the other end of the court waiting. Will somebody come help me up off of this floor? I gave you guys 32 points today. Can somebody help me up off the friggin' floor? Are you kidding me?
She has put it all on the line today for her Carolina Christian Centurions.
And you can see that the Crusaders wanted to go 2 for 1 because when that shot was released by Walls, that was right around that 10-second mark to try to score and then still have more than 30 seconds left on the shot clock, which meant that Carolina Christian could not hold for this final shot in the basketball game. And this game is not over yet.
And Christendom has no timeouts. That ball's stolen by Hightower. 20 seconds to go. Christendom is going to have to foul.
They have to foul. Nobody's fouling.
Nobody's fouling Hightower. They finally foul her with McCaughey. 16.3 to go.
Now, I saw Bonvasuto look over to Coach Minnick during all of that, and she was asking, should I foul? As a basketball player, there's a such thing as game awareness. You don't need your coach to tell you in that instance to foul. You have to already know that in that situation, I have to foul and stop the clock.
16.3 to go. Crusaders have no timeouts, so they have to go as soon as this ball comes in. And that free throw also missed. That's 3 consecutive misses by the Centurions.
Now this next shot is the big one. You make this one if you're Carolina Christian, you're up by 2 possessions with 16 seconds.
No good, but the offensive board to Kirkland. Kirkland went up with it, and here's 10 on the clock. Thomas swipe from behind and stolen by Kirkland. With 7 and 6, you have to foul if you're Christendom, and there's a foul right there on Amaya Williams. She will be fouled and go to the line for 2 with a chance to ice this game.
So off of that missed free throw, Christendom gets the gets the rebound, and as Thomas is dribbling towards midcourt, you're thinking call timeout. But guess what? Christendom is out of timeouts. So it was a play on in that situation, and Thomas got her pocket picked. And the foul is going to go against Christendom with 4.4 left in this championship game.
Now, Amaya Williams has a chance to ice this game from the line with 4.4 to go. The left-handed shooter, the first one is up and no good.
Once again, it's the second one. It's the second free throw that is the big one. She drains this one. Championship goes to Carolina Christian.
This one is up. No good with 4 and 3. 2. Here's Walls. She's got to put it up.
Get it up. Good as
she
it
got
goes.
it up. No good. And that is that. Winston-Salem, stand up. We've got a winner. And the new South Athletic Conference champions, Carolina Christian Centurions. What a finish. Final score, Carolina Christian 70, Christendom 67. What a contest.
My hat's off to both of these teams. That was a great basketball game. As we see here, Walls got it off in time, just could not hit that heave near the three-point line. And for Coach William Tatum, you want to say congratulations on a well-fought victory for his basketball team. So as the trophy presentation is about to take place, folks, we want to say thank you for joining us for this afternoon's basketball game. Again, the final here, Carolina Christian 70, Christendom 67. Coach William Tatum's team are tournament champions. We're going to step away. Thank you for joining us for the championship game here on Big South TV.